So, what makes a leader? Some people might think it's intelligence, overall likability, or maybe even having a loud voice. But I'm sure many of you have probably seen the leader is not necessarily always the smartest, the loudest, or even the most liked. I mean, if you've competed at an MUN conference, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So then, what tends to draw us to these people? It's really about how they present themselves. And no, I'm not talking about their height or their attractiveness, but what I'm really talking about is their body language. We tend to be drawn to leaders that have a strong, expressive body language to match their tone. Now, personally, I've struggled with this, as I used to have a problem with slouching and constantly looking at the ground. But you know, as I started to grow more as a dancer, from joining my high school's dance company, I began to feel the difference in how I carried myself. The power and fluidity I learned from moving my body in different ways came up in so many aspects of my life and shaped me as a leader. But I realized that according to a Harvard University study, people who embody high power poses, including standing up tall and an elongated spine, had an increase in testosterone and a decrease in cortisol. Now this means high energy, high confidence, and low stress. And now when people who had low body poses, which includes slouching and looking at the ground, they had a decrease, the exact opposite effect. Low confidence, low energy, high stress. Now, dance allows us to embody these high power poses while getting lost in the music and in the motion and having these same attributes engraved into our muscle memories at the same time. Now, I had the fortune of having dance classes in my dance company in order to help me build self-esteem and get rid of the eyes of judgment. But then I realized that there are so many other kids out there that don't have the same opportunity. They don't have the same resources. They don't have the ability to discover their potential for leadership. According to a study from Johns Hopkins University and Beijing Normal University, researchers found that kids who have suffered from some sort of economic stress or trauma have low self-esteem. And this low self-esteem can be physically conveyed through their body language, which includes recoiling and hunching. So, I decided to do something about it. I decided to create a dance program at a nonprofit organization called Truly Absolute, which supports underprivileged children living in motels. Every month, a group of volunteers from my high school's company and I go to a children's resource center in Santa Ana to teach fun hip-hop classes. Now, in the first few classes, the little kids were pretty excited, like little kids usually are, but some of the older kids would stand in the back with their arms crossed, barely going through any of the motions. Now, at first I thought, oh, they're just not interested. But then afterwards, they would come up to me and say, why don't you come more often? When are you coming again? With so much excitement. And now I was definitely surprised by this, but then I started to realize why they did this. You know, it's the same reason why some of us don't participate in class even though we're genuinely interested in the subject. Or why we refuse to eat unhealthy in public, but then binge eat in the privacy of our homes. It's this fear of judgment that prevents us from opening up and embodying these high power poses. So, my dancers and I encourage these kids to open up, to move forward, to embody this strong power body language. So, we started in some of the combos we did, one of them called Bad Blood by Taylor Swift. We used motions such as this, which include an elongated arm, elongated spine, and an open chest. Now these motions encourage a high body posture. We also use moves that travel through space, including this, in order to encourage a confident stride. Now, through doing all these, we hope to help these kids embody these high power poses. And it worked. It was amazing to see how learning to do a simple 8 count of movements had the potential to help these kids reach a new level of certainty in their bodies and in their minds. Now, as I continue to expand this dance program, I hope that these kids won't be afraid, won't let their disadvantages come in the way of standing up tall for what they believe in, and use what they've learned from the dance classes to support them as the leaders of our future. And honestly, guys, these moves can be applied to anyone. And that being said, can I have a volunteer from the audience? Alina? I see a hand back there. Want to come up? Yeah! All right. So like I said, a simple 8 count. We're going to start off with our arms crossed. Come on, Carpet. We're going to do what the kids call the John Cena move. We're going to rock. We're going to rock to the right, and then we're going to open. Like muscles. Open. Yeah? Now moving through space. We're going to walk with the right foot and right arm up. Left arm. And down. Yeah, there you go. So here we've embodied high posture and movement through space. Let's try that again. Arms crossed. I'll count you in. 5, 6, 7, 8. Rock. 1, 2 muscles. 3, 4, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, if there's one message I have to leave for you all, is that whenever you feel in doubt or whenever you feel scared, don't ever be afraid to bust a move. It can help you so much. Thank you.